Hi everyone, welcome back to Fit Fed Feeling Good. I am very excited you're here. Today's workout, we're going to do a floor workout for our chest, our triceps, and a little bit of our upper back. And we're going to continue with lower body, but no weight. So a little bit of body weight resistance exercises for those legs. If you don't feel like coming down to the floor, maybe look through the catalog of workouts and choose one that would feel great for you for today. So otherwise, what you will need, a little water if you'd like, a mat on the floor. If you have weights, maybe a heavy, medium, and light pair of weights. If you have a resistance band, you can grab that as well. If you don't have any of that equipment, you can always just do the movement for mobility, a little body weight resistance, and of course those legs are all body weight resistance with no equipment necessary except for you being on the floor on a mat. Always listen to your physician directives, do as much or as little as you'd like to do, and you can expand that button if you'd like, and we'll go ahead, warm up, and then get going into our strength. So if you want to pause this, get set up, I'll be right back here to get started. All right, let's warm that body up. Here we go, side step, circles. Now if you don't like that, keep it low. Perfect. All right, come center. And we're just gonna push and pull just a little bit. Hips and knees. Perfect, come on up. And just tie some bows here across that chest. You can do one side at a time. Whatever feels good for you. We're gonna continue here. Big circles up. Yeah. 2 more. All right, come down, tap those heels, bend those elbows. Now you can see we have our timer going. We're gonna use that just to get our rounds of work in, okay? So light, medium, heavy weights or nothing at all. In just a little bit, I'm gonna pause this, grab our weights, tap your toes, push it back. Nice. We'll do a little hip opener. Here we go. Little hip opener. If that's too much, just keep it nice and low. Perfect. All right, keep those feet fairly wide. Now we're gonna come across our body. If you don't like that, you can just tap across. Feel that little stretch there. Very nice. In just a second, we'll grab those weights if you have. We'll set up our mat. Perfect. All right, heel, heel, toe, toe. Push and swing. Make sure you're feeling nice and comfortable. Perfect. Now march, pump those arms. Open it up. Just slowly building a little warm. And stretch through that back here. Just a few more seconds of that warm up. Good. And curl and pull. Lengthen those quads. Warming up the knees. Retract those shoulder blades. Love it. 4 more. 2 more. Great work. All right, march it out. Little sip of water if you'd like. Go ahead, put your mat out, towel, and let's get wonderful. Okay, now that we're on the floor, I have a band with a handle. I have a light, medium, and heavy pair of weights. Again, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We've got green color as work, red on rest. That's just a general guidance. If we get off of that, totally no big deal. All right, we're gonna start with chest. We're gonna start with medium weights to prime it up. Then we'll go into our heavy, okay? Make sure you feel comfortable, lie on your side, and then come on your back. All right, so just a reminder, if weights are away from you, careful not to just lift them up from here. We're gonna pull them into our body, so we're not using our shoulders to do that work. All right, get comfy. Tuck your hips under, relax your shoulders. Nice, good grip on those weights because they're going over our fantastic body. One weight up, you have a number 11 right over your chest. Soften the elbows. And we have 50 seconds here. Now let's work those abs, so give them a good squeeze, add that breath. Range of motion as you come out and away gently and then squeeze it back. Take your time here. All right, rest down. And I'm gonna stretch for these 50 seconds. Then we have one more round, okay? Brace that trunk, maybe stretch. On the first bell, that's our kind of heads up. Tuck the hips under. Good grip, and let's go. Last one. One weight down at a time. Go ahead, put those weights off to the side. All right, stretch it out. Walk your heels as comfortably as you can to your bottom. We're gonna tuck those hips under. Now, instead of lifting our hips, we're gonna push the ground down. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs. Remember, we said no weight for this lower body. If you'd like, you could load up a weight here, but I'm gonna think about resisting the movement. Checking how my knees and hips feel. If I need to adjust that, feel free. 2 rounds. So you have the idea, we are doing a repeat day. Belly tight. All right, rest. Maybe stretch out that whole body. Squeeze those abs. And round 2. Bridge. And let's go. Now we've been resting our arms from those first 2 upper body. We're gonna grab heavier weights if you'd like. You can keep it medium or light for 2 rounds of a chest press coming next. Squeeze that bottom. stretching out a little bit. Now, gently go to the weights you'd like for chest press. Now remember, it's a chest press, not a chin press or neck press. So make sure you're relaxed through the neck. Good grip on those weights. Right over that chest. Squeeze at the top. A nice controlled tempo. Breathe. Push. All right, bring those elbows in. Gently rest your weights to the side. Let it relax, okay? If you need more stretch time, take it. Otherwise, we're gonna just take these 20 seconds back to round 2. When you're ready, good grip. You can also alternate single sides here. All right, gently put those weights aside. Now, 2 rounds of legs. Roll onto your side. You can take a few seconds to stretch. I'm gonna rest my head. You have that 90-degree angle. We're gonna lift this top leg, ankle and knee. We're just gonna push open an imaginary door here with the bottom of your foot, keeping that ankle, knee, and hip all nice and lined up. Now, squeeze your glutes here. Stretching those arms. 2 rounds this side. Nice work. Be active in the movement, checking your joints, feeling that engagement. Awesome work. All right, pull it in, rest. Maybe relax everything. Round 2, we're doing a straight leg lift, okay? If at any time you need a few seconds, just rest for a few seconds. I'd rather you do that than power through and strain, okay? So here we go, leg extends. And lift and lower. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the leg hovering over the floor, or you can completely rest it down for a second. Totally up to you. This is your body and your movement today. Fantastic. Make sure you're not holding that breath. And bring it in, rest. We're coming back on our back, and I'm gonna grab these handles, okay? So little tubing. What we're gonna do is come right outside of our chest, and we're gonna pull it out. So instead of doing our chest, we're gonna do that back. So Long neck, belly tight. Pull that tension. So instead of bringing your hands together, I want you to think that those arms are pulling apart and give this work to your upper back. Now make sure you're relaxed through your neck. You can do single-sided if you prefer. And breathe. We're going to use this band for 2 rounds. And then we're going to use our weights for 2 rounds through our back. Awesome. Rest, relax. This time, still holding the handles, holding a little tension, we're going to roll our shoulder blades in the opposite direction, but you're pulling against the tube. Now, if it feels better to maybe stop here, that's fantastic. If you don't want to go overhead, range of motion is always your choice. And I'm going to squeeze those abs and feel that stretch there and release. Awesome work. Keep it up or take a break. Water anytime. After this, we flip to the other side. Bring it in and rest. Let's go ahead. Careful as you do your positional changes. All right, again, remember round 1, we have that tabletop rest here. We're gonna lift ankle and knee to shoulder, push away, squeeze that bottom. All right, we're gonna keep this up. And instead of thinking quantity, we're gonna think quality, okay? We're gonna squeeze those glutes. We're gonna be controlled like we're working through jello here instead of just air. So make that movement a little tougher just by thinking about it. Again, if the hip's aggravating you, maybe you're gonna keep it nice and short. Maybe you feel like you want to move those knees and hips a little more. Fantastic. And rest. All right. Round 2, we have that straight leg. Doesn't have to be big. Sometimes I see people wanting to do that, but you'll feel that hip kind of rotate, so we want to keep it small. Extend when you're ready. Squeeze and release. All right, 2 rounds, heavy weight upper back. The weight is optional, of course, but let's focus on this one right here. All right, awesome. Take your time. Now, I'm going to grab one of my weights. I'm going to make sure I have a good grip on it. And I'm going to swing it over, not right over that head. Place it over the forehead, elbows in. Walk it away, good grip. We're coming up a couple inches, pushing down. Now, if you can take a peek at my elbows, this is not triceps. My elbows are not moving. I'm going to rotate that shoulder complex on the mat and then push it down. If you were to think that your shoulder blades maybe was, let's say, a paint roller, you're rolling against that mat, pushing back down. Abs are tight. Let's do it again. There's no rush here. We have 2 rounds. Maybe next round you're going to go medium weight. Belly tight, breathe. Ooh, rest. Never going over that head. You kind of swing it around, okay? Relax, stretching out. Good breath, okay? One more round. Again, it's barely a soft elbow. Good grip. Take it around. You shouldn't even see it out of the corner of your eye. Lengthen. Tuck. Brace. Don't want to see that weight coming overhead. Few inches up. Few inches hover. Squeeze and breathe. Now I'm going a little slower this round. All right, bring it back in, gently place it down. Stretch it out a little bit. Legs, one leg is extended. Knees are about at the same height. Tuck the hips under. Relax your shoulders. We're just gonna pulse here. Try to farm, like you're planting a seed in your thigh, those quadriceps, and you're growing. Okay, it's gonna get a little heavy. Now, if the hip doesn't like that little movement, just hold it. Lower back presses firm into the floor with your belly tight. We're going to keep firing these quads up the same side, round 2, and rest. Okay, round 2. Kick, pull, out, knee tap. Extend, pull, out, knee tap. So get ready, relax. Here we go. Let's go. Extend, pull, push. Now, if I'm going fast, feel free to go half time. Range of motion is, of course, up to you. Starting to feel those legs. We'll do those 2 on the other side in just a little bit. Wonderful. Shake it out. Extend. Those same 2 sides on this side. Extend. Soft knee. Knees are about at that same height. And let's kick it. Come on. All right, gently release. Take a breath. Now remember, extend, pull, in, tap down. Set yourself up. Take a breath. Let's go. Now our joints are independent, so you may have maybe a little restriction on this side or maybe a little more movement on this side. So make sure you're monitoring yourself independently with that, left and right, front and back. After this, we're going to triceps. We're going to start with our lightest pair of weights we have by us. Thanks for joining for this little different type of workout. Little resistance, little weights, movement, kind of creeping in that heavy, tired, fatigue feeling. And rest, maybe shake it out a little bit, relax. Okay, remember light weights, but still I'm gonna pull them fairly in so I don't lift with the shoulders. All right, good grip. Tuck the hips under. One weight up at a time. And we're just gonna pump. Almost like we're trying to find these muscles. Now remember we talked about the back, how the elbow was not moving for that one? Well, now our elbow is moving, but we're keeping that shoulder stable. Just give it from the elbow up to that shoulder on the posterior arm there, the back side, those triceps saying hello. And I'm going to try to keep this up for these 50 seconds. And I'm going to go medium weights, round 2. All right, gently bring those weights down. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my medium weights. Good grip. Elbows in, knuckles to the ceiling. We're going to push up like we're pushing out of a chair. Do that tricep. Lift them back up. Tap the elbows down. Push up. Bend the elbows. Lift the weights back to the ceiling. Tap down. You can, of course, switch out the weight. You can alternate. You can speed it up, slow it down. I'm going to keep it at this tempo because I think I can manage just fine here. Well, gang, after this, we're going to do a quick stretch and you are done. You did an amazing job. And rest. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. Shake it out. Extend that whole body. That was just a little bit of chest, back, triceps, and legs. One knee in at a time. Massage that lower back. Wash away your tension. Center, 1 foot down. Let's lift. Soft knee. Little ankle movement. Hold that stretch. If you feel shakiness, I want you to ease up on it. You can self-massage at that hamstring if that feels good. Hug the knee in, lengthen the other leg. Float this foot to the floor, other knee in, and lift. Point and flex, couple ankle rolls, hold here. Bend that knee, Lengthen your leg, hip flexor stretch. You can always put a soft bend in the knee if that feels best. Foot floats down. Give yourself a gentle hug, massage that upper back. Massage the lower back. Perfect. Reach overhead, little massage of those triceps. Lengthen, puffy up that chest. Feel the chest just stretch out here to comfort. Arms at your side, reach towards your heels. Tuck the hips under. Let's go ahead, roll onto our side. Take as much time as you need here. Let your body acclimate into this new position. When you're ready, big deep breath. Slowly come to a seated position. Crisscross or legs out. Nice and tall back. Roll those shoulders back. Squeeze your abs. Big deep breath. Perfect. Continue to stretch a little bit. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.